siege of Gaza now!
We want the university to recognize that it's a genocide.
Now at 6, we are live at UC San Diego, where pro-Palestine protesters just set up an encampment. Protesters at UCLA defy warnings to disperse. What happened overnight?
See, there's that rattle. Oh, he gave a little thrash.
Rattlesnake sightings on the rise. What to do if you come across one? Plus, celebrating soccer and culture, the free event coming to the South Bay.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Thank you so much for making CBS 8 part of your mornings, everyone. It is 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. We're going to start this hour with a look of your forecast. Another cloudy start?
Cloudy start, yeah.
It was dark when I left, so I'm not sure.
Yes, so cloudy out there for now. We're going to have this kind of on repeat every day.
Okay.
But the question is always, how long is it going to take for those clouds to pull back? Today should be fast. We shouldn't be waiting long for those clouds to retreat. Looking at temperatures mostly still in the upper 60s, low 70s as you make your way inland, so temperatures aren't moving around all that much. We will get a cool down as we get into the upcoming weekend, which will also coincide with our opportunity for some showers. That's going to be on Sunday. This is a live look out from San Miguel. Sunrise was 1 minute ago, and you can see how dense those clouds are, but we'll be seeing them break apart quick. So coming up, we'll take a look at the chance for those showers this weekend. Back to you.
Evan, thank you for that. Right now, hundreds of UC San Diego students gathering on campus to protest Israel's war in Gaza.
They set up a tent city yesterday afternoon and remain there as of this morning. CBS 8's Regina Yarita is live at UC San Diego speaking to some of those students here, Regina.
Yeah, that's correct. Good morning, guys. And we're starting to see some of the students wake up, actually come out of their tents. They're starting with a morning prayer, but we've been talking to some of the students really to get to know a little bit about the demands that they're asking from the school and to talk a little bit more. We have Yasmin here. Thank you so much for being here. You're one of the demonstrators who actually camp out here all night. You said you've been here for 18 hours. So Yasmin, right behind you is some of the demands, the list of demands that you're asking from the school. But talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, over the past 6 months, the Palestinian people in Gaza have been under a direct genocide by the Israeli government. And unfortunately, we have seen college campuses across the nation stay silent on what has been happening, as well as continue to invest in the state of Israel and continue to invest in the genocide directly against the Palestinian people. So the students are now hosting encampments across the nation to say, not in our name, not in our tuition, we must stop the investment in Israel and the war machine, and we must protect the Palestinian people on the ground and end this genocide today.
And so obviously you've seen what's been happening nationally, right? Some of the protests have become violent. You said so yourself. This is from counter-protests, but you've seen police actually, dismiss some of the encampments here. How do you feel about so far just seeing some police presence in this area?
Yeah, seeing police around and having to sit here and watch as they're monitoring and going and increasing their numbers has been terrifying. We are worried that the students will be attacked in the violent ways that we've seen across the nation. We're worried that they will be violently arrested. We're worried about their safety. And we want to make sure that the students here at UCSD are protected and able to exercise their First Amendment right without violence being against them.
And Yasmin, have you gotten any word from the school as far as if they're open to have some sort of discussion with the demonstrators out here?
We have not heard any negotiations or discussions from the school. However, we've received threats that they will be calling the cops on us, as well as checking IDs to give students, current students, misconduct, basically.
Well, Yasmin, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Of course, we'll be out here all morning talking to some of the students, but you can hear some of the demonstrations that are happening out here. I do want to pull up a full screen from the chancellor here at UC San Diego and what he mentioned. So he says our focus remains squarely on maintaining a safe campus environment free from discrimination and harassment, and continuing the operation of our academic mission without disruption. So back out here outside of this encampment that's located very near from the library. It's been here since yesterday evening. The students have camped out here. There's about over a dozen tents here, but as I just mentioned, they're just waking up this morning, starting with a morning prayer. As we're seeing more students, we'll talk to them a little bit more about the demonstrations and really everything that's happening globally as well as nationally here when it comes to these protests. So again, we'll have more information, but stick with CBS 8. We'll be here all morning long. Eric and Etta, I'll send things back to you guys.
Regina, thank you very much for that. Now at the University of San Diego, take a look here. Demonstrators held a memorial called Requiem for the Dead and Dying in Gaza. You can see some students laying on the ground in this aerial footage here. Organizers said they wanted to show solidarity.
I heard those protesters saying they're not leaving. You just watched that moment. Police broke through the pro-Palestinian encampment at UCLA this morning. Police detained dozens of protesters after they defied orders to disperse last night. Police cleared the area by 4:45 a.m., ending the week-long protest. This comes after violent brawls broke out late Tuesday into Wednesday morning between the protesters and counter-protesters. The university is now investigating the delayed police response for that. As far as a ceasefire in Gaza, Hamas says they will respond to a proposal to release Israeli hostages by today. Other news headlines we're following here today. The man accused of shooting and killing a dentist at a dental office in El Cajon will be in court. Prosecutors say Mohammed Abdul Karim opened fire in March, killing Benjamin Harouni and injuring 2 others. El Cajon police say Abdul Karim was a patient at Smile Plus Dentistry and had acted erratically in the past. Today's hearing will decide whether or not Abdul Karim is mentally competent enough to stand trial. Trial also set to resume here this morning for a TikToker accused of murdering his wife and her friend. We want to warn you, the audio played in court is disturbing.
That was the defendant executing Anna and Ray. Cold, calculated murders.
The defense did not deny that 31-year-old Ali Abulaban shot his wife Anna and Rayburn Barone at the couple's apartment in 2021, but his attorneys argued it was a crime of passion driven by mental health issues and drug abuse. Prosecutors say Abulaban was abusive and increasingly violent toward his wife.
This morning, state lawmakers from San Diego County are asking Governor Gavin Newsom for money to fix the Oceanside Pier after the fire. They just sent a letter for emergency funding, and they're hoping the historic pier can be repaired as quickly as possible. Look at the damage. Last week's fire destroyed a building that was once home to Ruby's Diner for 25 years until that restaurant closed in 2021. Investigators say the fire started on the northwest corner of the pier, possibly underneath the promenade deck, and does appear to be accidental.
Taking a peek outside, yes, cloud cover returning here on this Thursday. A little bit of par for the course here, but it's just a matter of what time it breaks up these days.
Exactly.
Right?
I was going to say, shouldn't be too surprised if you see the marine layer with us in the morning. It is May after all, so we've officially entered the stretch where a lot of people do call it May gray, and that's what we have here as we kick off the month. The good thing is it doesn't stick around for quite as long as it has. I mean, if you remember last year, we saw those clouds stick around for a good portion of the day at times. We would sometimes be waiting until 2, 3 p.m. for even a glimpse of blue in the sky. At times, it would never come. So what we expect today and really through the next 8 days is nothing similar to that. It is much different in that that marine layer builds on shore, and usually by mid-morning, 9 a.m. or so, we start to see those clouds retreat. Sunrise is taking place over San Miguel. This is facing east. You see the cloud layer that we're working with. It was 6 a.m. 9 minutes ago. That's sunrise. Sunset's coming at 7:32 p.m. When we look at your current temperatures walking out the door right now, one thing that those clouds have done for us is help to keep our overnight lows very uniform and about average. So overnight lows have been mostly in the 50s, comfortable, I'd say. 61 right now in San Diego, 58 in Encinitas. When we lose that cloud layer, we tend to see our temperatures overnight fall quite a bit. Clouds have started to drift in from Baja California. We've seen it mainly taken a northerly trajectory. LA is getting some cloud cover, Orange County as well. And then we, of course, in San Diego have our marine layer present too. Going into the upcoming weekend, the only day where we see much cooler than normal temperatures, that's going to be Sunday. It's the day that we have that trough of low pressure that arrives around the Pacific Northwest and is just going to fill the West Coast with scattered showers. We only expect our mountains mainly to pick up on that shower activity, but we do want to at least give the possibility, the little glimmer of possibility that there's a chance of some sprinkles out there as we go into Sunday. Beyond that, though, next 5 days look good, and even beyond going into next week, looking pretty comfortable. Let's take a look at traffic. It's 6:10, and right now things are very quiet out there. There are no major crashes popping up, but we do have one stalled vehicle that we can take you to. That is over closer to East County, and it's already starting to cause some delays. Number 2 lane blocked with a stalled vehicle on the northbound 125 at the 8. So you can see how the northbound 125 is seeing some congestion. Southbound lanes also just a little slower of speeds. We'll see if we get any more information, but right now we are being told the number 2 lane is blocked. CHP is looking to clear that right now. Checking in on border wait times this morning, 125-minute wait, so well over 2 hours, or at least 2 hours and 5 minutes for San Ysidro. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is going to be a little bit faster. It'll be about an hour and a half in total to get across there. Back to you.
All right, still ahead here. More rattlesnakes are out and about now. What to do if you see one.
And 3rd Avenue is soon going to be shut down. The Chrome Ball Tour rolling through Chula Vista. We'll have the details next.
And now as we go to break, we're taking a zip trip here to Kearny Mesa, highlighting all the great things this community has to offer. That includes visiting several restaurants, oh yummy, and many businesses here in the Convoy District. Join us tomorrow. It all starts at 6 a.m.